starting today's adventure here in the charming town of Beccles, before heading down to Lowestoft for some sightseeing and eventually making our way to the most easternmost tip of the UK. Beccles is one of those quaint market towns with historic architecture, small independent shops and a lovely riverside location. Now we've arrived in Lowestoft, where we're greeted by hundreds of different types of birds. Look at the size of these swans. I challenged Elle to get closer to the swans, and fair play to her, she did try. But when she got close, it started to look more like a scene out of Jurassic Park, and she quickly ran away. It's nice to just take a walk around here before we head out on the boat. Rivers and wetlands like these are essential to the Broads ecosystem. They're home to a lot of native species, and they support a unique environment that has been around for centuries. It's a great reminder of why these landscapes are so special. It's a typically English, cold, wet and rainy day today. But we're not going to let that stop us. We've put on the biggest coats we can find, and we're heading out to have some fun.
Keep going. Keep going. Go on then.
We've got a little while to wait before our river tour departs, so we've gone out searching for a very special piece of art, created by the most famous anonymous artist in the world. That's right, there's a Banksy mural here in Lowestoft. This piece popped up here in August 2021 as part of his Great British Spraycation series. And after that, it's finally time for us to head to our river tour.
Who bogs?
Bogs! Turn back. So this is the 11. And Joan and the 2 o'clock, the one that you're going on, is going to go here, but you can't go all the way to Beccles and Galveston.
We're on the ferry now, heading along the Waveney River, straight into the heart of nature. The Waveney River is actually one of the main waterways of the Broads National Park. This river stretches over 50 miles and forms part of the boundary between Norfolk and Suffolk. And what's really interesting is that this whole landscape wasn't originally a natural one. It was actually shaped by people hundreds of years ago. So the Broads were created during medieval times. People used to dig out huge sections of peat here, which they used for fuel. Over time, these old peat pits started to flood, forming the lakes and rivers we see today. It's a unique mix of nature and human history, creating an ecosystem that's unlike anywhere else in the UK. And this whole area is now protected as part of the Broads National Park. As we travel along, it's easy to see why the Broads were such a vital part of life here for centuries. The rivers were used for transporting goods between villages, and the marshlands provided materials like reeds and fish. Even today, boating and tourism play a huge role in preserving this unique environment. I think what I love most about being on the river is just how quiet it is out here. The water, the reeds and the birds, it's just such a peaceful experience. It's almost like stepping back to a simpler time. With the river tour done, it's time to head to our final stop, Ness Point, or the most eastern point in the entire UK.
Elle, where are we?
The most eastern point of Great Britain, guys.
Wow!
crazy.
What do you see?
I see water.
Where are we, Mark?
We're at the most eastern point of the UK.
Wow! It's quite cold. Oh. Here it is.
Here it is,
The most eastern point of Great Britain. Wow! What do you see? There it is.
The most eastern part of Europe.
Okay. Here it is.
Do a 0.5 selfie.
Standing here, you're technically closer to parts of mainland Europe than you are to some places in the UK. It's a unique little spot, perfect for those who love a bit of geographical trivia.
San Marino, let's go.
London's 106 million.